Today is January 13th, the rundown. Let's get right into the guts of the national title game, which was close but not close. Big Cat, what do you got?
It should have been a 40-point blowout because Ohio State tried to piss the game away, but they were just too good. We get a lot of heat, you and I, Dave, about our picks. I don't think we've ever been more right about a pick in our lives. We've said Ohio State was going to win the national championship game the second it was decided that it was Ohio State versus Oregon. This just goes to show, too, spread offense, when you play the game on the edges and you do this like fast-paced stuff and you leave your defense out to dry, once you play a team that can tackle and can shove it down your throat, you're screwed. So I don't see Oregon, unless they play another spread offense, ever winning a national title.
KFC?
I think the NCAA has got to be thrilled. The playoff worked to perfection. Getting a 4 seed to win it in their first year, huge. Having like a premier program be reestablished, Urban Meyer back on the map. I don't think it could have gone any better. And entertaining all around. So even someone like me who's like a casual college football fan was roped in because of the playoff. Yeah,
it was a success. I mean, Ohio State, neither of those teams are in the championship game without the playoff. And I just to echo what Big Cat said, Oregon is a fraud program. I mean, they just are. And anytime gimmick, the only team I can think of in any football level that won a championship sort of on a gimmick was the Rams with the greatest show on turf 1 year, and that was really even that they won it with defense when push came to shove. But the thing with these gimmick offenses is they're just designed to blow out inferior teams. That's basically all they do. But once you play somebody good who can tackle and has equal or better athletes, you got to play real football. And that crap that they do is not real football. And by the way, Mariota, I don't know what people see in this guy. I mean, it's a gimmick. Yeah, he hits guys who are wide open. And maybe I'm crazy, I think this Cardell Jones, I was reading something, he's the best of the three.
I knew you were going to say that.
I said it. I keep saying it. Why
He's
not?
got an awesome arm. No doubt about it. He's got the best arm of the three. Two things that scare me about him. One is, if you watched him last night, it took him forever to get through his reads. And that's at a college level. He just can't read a defense. And two, the biggest weapon that Cardell Jones had was on 4th and shorts or 3rd and shorts, literally just running over guys. Could you imagine him trying to do that to Vince Wilfork? Vince Wilfork would fucking eat him alive. It's just a different game at the NFL level. You can't have a quarterback just batter ram.
Yeah, but he's more prototypical than Mariota. He's like a drop back passer with a cannon arm and he's mobile. You think Mariota is going to be a good pro?
No, I don't think. I think Jameis and Mariota are both like the teams that take them are taking them just because they need a quarterback and they're the highest ranked quarterbacks. But there's definitely not a sure thing in this draft, and that goes for Cardell Jones. I think he's going to stay anyway, but he played 3 games. He if you look at his numbers last night, they weren't that great. He did enough, but I just think if he can't read a defense, I don't know.
I think Jameis will be good. The other thing I'll say about my friends at Ohio State, I mean, they're going to be good for a long time. That's a match made in hell, Urban Meyer and Ohio State, because Urban Meyer, people think I just say at Michigan. I mean, he doesn't care if he killed a guy the week before. He'll get you into school and play. Ohio State doesn't care if you killed a guy the week before. They're going to be very good for a long time. Michigan, Ohio State is going to turn into that game. It's going to be now Auburn, Alabama for the next decade.
Also, Urban Meyer deserves credit for being, look who he won a national title with Chris Leak. He won a national title with Tim Tebow. He made Alex Smith the first pick in the draft. He just won a national title with the 3rd-string quarterback. He's a quarterback whisperer. That's unbelievable when you lay it out there.
No, he's great. He's a great coach. The Utah, obviously, you got to look at the talent around there. I mean, that Florida teams he had, there were murderers and Pro Bowlers everywhere. I mean, he had so much talent. That's how you win with that. And I bet when it's all said and done with this Ohio State team, there'll be at least 3 or 4 convicted felons and probably like 7 to 8 Pro Bowlers. There's talent everywhere. So he's a great recruiter. Again, hopefully my man here, Harbaugh, is going to use his who had Andrew Luck, who recruited him, who's the NFL guy, what is Urban Meyer's guys doing the pro? Nothing. So I hope we use that. Anyways, Bron, my favorite guy in the world. This is like a match made in heaven for me. Nothing I love more than watching the Buckeyes. I did bet the Buckeyes, by the way. That's how I was still mad. I was hoping they'd somehow lose by 3. But my 2 favorite things in the world, Buckeye football and LeBron in one nice little package. Big Cat, you beat me to the blog on this. But, Cleveland, the Cavs stink, and he's having the time of his life. What do you got?
Yeah, that's really the point here. And I saw some people say, like, oh, athletes should get to do whatever they want. I agree. But you have to use a little perspective here. And LeBron put this team together. The team stinks. They're floundering. And he's almost playing like part-time basketball this year. He's stuck around in Miami to rehab. He's at the national championship game. He comes and goes as he wants. He's undermining the coach. He's basically telling his teammates, like, it doesn't really matter if we get, if we gel here, because I'm going to kind of throw you under the bus come June when we lose. So it's weird. And if you're going to do it, be kind of under the radar, which I know is impossible for LeBron.
KFC?
Yeah, if you're going to do it, you almost have to be winning. Everything has to be all gravy on the home front if you're going to be, partying in a box. And you certainly can't do it if you're not even with your team. It's been a disaster year. You're not even playing right now. I know that, like, if you're injured, that doesn't mean you have to just be sitting at home constantly rehabbing and icing and worrying about all that shit. But that being said, when your fans and your teammates see you fucking laughing it up, having a great old time, basically partying when you're not there for them, it just looks horrible. So as much as I don't want to pile on LeBron, because I know that's what goes on here, I can't back him up on this one.
Yeah, no, he looks like an asshole. He is an asshole. Somebody brought this up. There's 2 quick points, and I know everyone's going to feedback, but imagine if you just change faces and that was Johnny Football, who was injured and went to the national championship and partied. They'd kill him. And now people are going to be like, well, Braun's earned that right there. Braun hasn't earned shit. He hasn't won dick in Cleveland. He won 2 things in Miami. If you want to party in Miami, but in Cleveland, I mean, Manziel.
Well, no, that's different, because the Johnny Manziel thing is, can he, like, successfully manage a pro career? Like, can he successfully manage his social life and being a professional athlete?
Yeah, but no.
LeBron has been able to do that.
No,
he looks like a dick, but that's not a question.
No, it's not different, because Manziel was inactive for the last game of the season, and that has nothing to do with managing your pro career.
He has not proven that he can manage partying and being a pro athlete.
LeBron hasn't proven that he can win in Cleveland.
Okay, but he still has proven that he can, like, be a professional athlete.
If I'm in Cleveland, I don't want to see this guy partying his fucking face off till he wins something and earns that right.
I totally agree. That doesn't mean you can ignore the rest of his career.
Yes, it does.
Right.
What do I fucking care? What do I fucking care if he's won in Miami? I don't give a shit if he's won in Miami. He's proving back in Cleveland that he thinks he's above the law and could go hang out with his homies in this white honky wearing fucking mum jeans. Who the fuck was that guy? And that he can do whatever the fuck he wants. No, be with your team. You have a job. He hasn't proven shit. You guys are fucking marshmallows.
No, we're not. I just understand how analogies work, and that one doesn't work.
It works perfect.
It does not.
It doesn't. Next question.
Okay, it doesn't, but it absolutely does. He hasn't earned the right in Cleveland to not be with his team, just like Manziel hasn't. Neither of them should.
We're agreeing to that. We agreed to that.
Then it's a brilliant analogy.
Next subject. Everything he's done as a pro.
Turn the page. Brilliant analogy. Thank you. What about these Ohio State fans? Now, this is kind of what I expect to happen. We got the reader email. He's like, these poor Oregon. He's like, their biggest crime was they clapped when Oregon scored on their first touchdown drive. And then you got this guy in the 1952 Fire Flames Holinsky Olympics jacket, literally like looking like they're going to murder these two. every time Ohio State gains 5 yards, KFC.
You could not have had a more lopsided altercation there. Dude, in the Olympic windbreaker versus these Oregon kids who were just like the squids of all squids, total squares. I felt bad for the guys. There's nothing you can do there. If you're those Oregon nerds, there's nothing you can do in that situation going up against the Olympic windbreaker. You just got to sit there and take your beating.
Big Cat?
Yeah, Ohio State fans are scumbags, and I'm not saying that like trying to rile up Ohio State fans. I think most Ohio State fans know that they have an edge about them that's different than a lot of fan bases. Like, I've been to a game at the Horseshoe. My life has been threatened. I've been to a game at Ann Arbor. I can walk all over everyone in Michigan. So there's just a difference with them, and that guy proved it. Like, the poor Oregon guy was just trying to be there and take his beating, and the Ohio State guy just wouldn't leave him alone.
Yeah, I don't even know that they were squids and nerds. They just like flew in to enjoy the game. They didn't know where they were sitting. It's like, I'd be that guy. It's like, I don't even know what you do. What do you do if you're surrounded in a sea of red and you got inbreds basically in your face going absolutely bananas? You just got to sit there and take it, kind of like what they did. I agree. I mean, the word I'd use, Big Cat, is like Michigan guys are civilized and Ohio State people are not. That really is the difference. But I agree with your assessment. Leo and Rihanna, amen, about time. Thank God. These two are a match made in heaven. I even saw a report that said Rihanna's already pregnant with his child. Big Cat?
Yeah, I read your blog, and I know people are going to say, like, oh, Dave, TMZ Dave, you're so gay. But I'll admit, when I saw that Leo and Rihanna fucked, I got a little half chub. I didn't even need to see pictures. I just saw the words, and I was like, holy shit, that's like the hottest thing I've ever seen.
It is. KFC?
Ordinarily, like with your Brinkley Bieber blog, I gave you shit. Like, just because there's two people, a picture together or linked together or whatever, doesn't mean they're fucking. But these two have probably been fucking for years. Leonardo DiCaprio's fucked everybody. Rihanna loves the dick more than anything in her life. They're a match made in heaven. I'm sure they fucked a long time ago.
I picture it as like can you top this? Just a constant power struggle in the sack with like Rihanna trying to do all her nasty things, but Leo being ready for every move. And it's just like a tit for tat the whole way. Also, side note, that Plums video from Eastbound and Down, I've watched it like 1,000 times. I laugh out loud every single time. It may be Will Ferrell's greatest work. He's been in a lot of I like Will Ferrell. Ashley Schaefer in that scene is one of the best things I've ever seen. This poor guy, speaking of dicks and fucking, this guy Chinese guy, cheated on his wife, and then she cut his dick off, and then he got it put back on, and she cut it off again. KFC?
You can't get your dick cut off twice. I said in the blog, cut my dick off once, shame on you. Cut my dick off twice, shame on me. I don't care what you got to do. Get personal security. Get far away as you possibly can. Once a chick chops your dick off and you're lucky enough to get it put back on, you have to do everything in your power to keep that dick for the rest of your life. Otherwise, that's on you.
Big Cat.
My question is, the mistress that now says she's going to stay with him, that actually is the worst part of this story, because she's basically saying your dick wasn't good in the first place. Like, your dick sucked, and then it got cut off, and nothing has changed.
No, see,
if you're that guy and you get your dick cut off, you want your mistress like devastated, can't leave the house, crying, eating ice cream, tissues everywhere because she can't get the good dick. But she's just like, oh, it's okay, we're still in love, we'll still be married.
That's more about sticking it to the wife. That wife chopped that dick off to try to screw over the mistress. Like, you can't have this dick. And now, out of spite, she's like, I'm going to stay with him anyway. That's all that's about.
Little Chinese dick sucked to begin with, and it really didn't matter.
And I think probably I love the story. I know there's a picture. It's 85% this story can't even be true.
Yeah.
But still funny. KG, any other night, by the way, this is probably the lead story. KG versus Dwight Howard. Great fight. Two guys that are entertaining. We've talked about Dwight Howard being the biggest pussy of all time many times here. KG threw the ball off of him, then like pseudo headbutted him, and then pranced around like he needed divine intervention or else he was going to murder him. All in all, great theatrics for a Brooklyn Nets game. KFC, what do you got?
I will agree with you saying great theatrics. I won't agree with you saying great fight. I think that was like a classic NBA fight with KG, dramatics. Like, if he wanted to knock him out, he would have fucking thrown a real punch. Instead, he threw the ball at him, gave him a little nudge, and then did his classic, like, hold me back, hold me back, hold me back. Classic KG, and I love the fact that the other side of it was the biggest pussy in the NBA. But it's just more NBA skirmishes that never really escalate to the real level.
Big Cat?
KG, normally I'm all about anyone punking Dwight Howard because I think it's so funny that he's just a monster and he's soft as fuck and people can stand up to him. But KG is he's like an old dog that just starts snapping at people. He just does. He's senile. He doesn't really know what's going on. He just reflects. It's all reflexes at this point where he's not even playing well. He's just kind of getting in fights just out of old habits. So it's kind of sad.
I will say this. I don't think I'd like KG if he didn't play for the Celtics. Having said that, he's like one of my favorite Celtics of all time. He's just, he's one of those guys, when he's on your side, he's just the best. So watching him do this, just made my heart leap. I love watching it. I do think he does this no matter what point of this is KG. KG plays like the total crazy maniac on the court, but I don't think he's ever that big of a maniac. And, he's praying to God. He's literally, it's theatrics. KG is half WWF. So that's part of the deal. I thought it was hilarious. And then the flip side of it being Dwight. Dwight actually sort of defended himself more than I've ever seen him defend himself. Moving from theatrics to real death, Pau Gasol. Dead. Big Cat.
Yeah. The Bulls have two big white guys, Pau and Nico Mirotic, and it's like once a week, because they play down low, they get killed, they get murdered. It's happened a few times this year. It's part of doing business. It's part of being a white guy. The worst part is it was white on white crime.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a help defense dunk or something like that where he's shifting. He just got taken to school and then buried. So it's sad. Pray for Pau. He may be dead for real.
What's hilarious is both of those guys are integral pieces of the team. We're not talking about a 12-man white scrub off the bench who just gets murdered on a regular basis. So we're on the rundown. We're saying R.I.P. Pau. We're clowning on him. But then, they are a huge piece to a team that's going to be a contender. I guess that's just the life of being a big white guy. You can be a good player and still just get embarrassed and emasculated on a nightly basis.
Yeah, I don't know what you do in that situation either, because he had the Daffy Duck fall backwards where he he landed in the front row after just spinning his wheels in reverse. Do you just lay there? Then you're funny. You're the cool funny guy if you just lay there dead for a trip. Just lay there.
There's two things. Either you have one of your teammates. You tell the whole team, hey guys, next time that happens, I'm gonna lay there and do the defibrillator or something.
What we did with our boy.
Yeah. Who did we do that with?
Burrell.
Bro, yeah. So that's a perfect one. Or you can just, like I said, you do what Carlos Boozer used to do all the time. When you know it's going bad, just bail. He would just bail on plays and just let the guy dunk. So I think that's really what you should do.
You make a name for yourself, though, if you do the defibrillator. If you have a counter move from when you dead till now, you just got killed, but it just turned into your signature move and you pop up like the Undertaker, then you've kind of reversed the whole thing.
Right.
The last one that we got today before a special guest on the after show, Elway fires John Fox, starts the press conference by thanking himself.
Start out this press conference with a thank you to John Elway.
Big Cat.
This is I don't think there's anyone who has a better life than John Elway in Denver, Colorado. He can do no wrong. He's going to probably end up buying the Broncos because I know that their owner right now is sick. This is his life. He doesn't know any John in the world who needs to be thanked other than John Elway. And I think that's so a commenter said, which was a perfect comment, he just got his morning pep talk and his press conference mixed up.
KFC?
Yeah, it's cocky because there's no way that you make that slip up. You don't ever slip your own name in there by accident. So in his mind, he was like, I got to thank myself first. And the way he laughed it off, like, not John. Perfect reaction. He handled it perfectly. I love it.
Yeah, a good clip. My favorite, I tried to dig it up that time he came out of the limo for a playoff game with shades on his head counting his money. Still one of my favorite things, and I've said it when we saw him at Breeders' Cup. He's a monster. The guy is an absolute monster. Thick as fuck, huge, a legend. So that's the show. Now, the rundown, is he on, Hank? We invited our boy. Can I keep talking? I invited our boy Nate because I blogged this. I had second thoughts. I didn't know whether he'd be mad, but this text exchange that he had with this girl, which we blogged yesterday, and he opens it up. I laugh every time. He opens a conversation with Babes. Did I touch your butt? You like it last night. I need to know more about the Nates.
Is this working?
All right, so Nate, your text game. First of all, I think it was a little low of this girl to dime on you to send us. Do you know who sent it? This girl? Do you know who?
It was a guy.
It's a guy.
Yeah, he sent it to me too.
Yeah, I saw it. It was but his name was Kelly, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, it was a guy who I somehow texted instead of a girl who gave me your number.
So did you end up getting it back to the right person?
The text?
Did you end up getting the Babes, I touch your butt, you like it line to the girl that
No.
you actually touched the butt?
No.
So do we know who that is?
No, she's gone.
She hasn't come forward yet. I mean, I figure she would have seen this. She's in the wind.
Oh, I'm sure, but maybe she's just not interested at this point. It was dust in the wind.
Dude, Dave, how are you going to say it's low of that guy to drop a dime on Nate and then you go and blog it?
It's a good question.
Were you not going to blog it, Big Cat?
No, I still maintain some level of like bro code around the office where, not trying to blow up everyone's spot at every point and every chance I get. That's just the difference between you and everyone else.
First of all, I thought it was funny. Second of all, I asked every single person in this office, should I blog this? And they all said absolutely.
Yeah,
to
well,
a
that's
man.
because the Boston office is like this nest of like competition and revenge and pure evil.
No.
The rest of the world would say, I'm going to let Nate be.
What I would have done is I would have been like, hey, Nate, I just got this. Like, if it's super, super embarrassing and like gonna suck a lot for you, I won't blog it. But
I don't think it's that bad necessarily. Like,
I'm with Nate.
He didn't. I mean, yeah, I get it. Like, maybe I don't want all my business out there, but all he really showed is that, like,
you're a savage.
Okay, and so.
And now that we've come clean, I actually, and this is going to gain me some points because I edited that email. Because I thought it was a girl. I thought a girl sent that, and they called you like a super creepy dude, and like you were afraid that you're gonna make a lampshade out of you. I'm like, oh, that's mean of a girl to say that. So I just took that out. So I actually have a gigantic fucking heart here because I never would have taken that out if I knew it was a guy. I don't care what guys say, and obviously grab an ass. That's what you do at a bar. I thought it was very funny. Primarily the opening line of Babes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm almost jealous of that. You now have like a catchphrase.
Babes.
You can just send that to every chick you ever hit on now, Babes, and they're gonna get a laugh out of it. It's incredible.
The thing is, you did the blog before you saw where it all started from. Is when that guy tweeted me the next day and was like, "You grabbed my friend's ass last night at the bar, and she loved it." So if you knew that part, like it even looks. I mean, I think I look like a champion at this point. Like I'm just out there.
You're out there slinging it.
And
I love it.
Commenters don't know what to think because they think that I have no game, and now they've been flipped on their head, and now they think I have all the game, I guess. Or they should.
Well,
that's pumped up breaks. All right.
See, I did Nate a favor. Nate,
You can't really say you had all the game.
He did. I'm on
the
Nate's
text
side here.
dude, and then
That's gross.
let's.
No, he has. Babes is
Baby
like.
steps.
I know this. When you're not around, Nate, I'm going to catch our guys here using that line, like Babes. They're going to be using it 24/7. And the other thing that has nothing to do with it, this is everyone, I think a big thing right now is like for all stoolies to say they hate me. Like that's like the in thing, like I'm the bad guy. But this little thing right here is why everyone should love me, because if I have something funny, I give it. Everyone here on this panel is like, no, we hold back the real funny stuff. No, I give the funny stuff.
No, I would have just let Nate know that it's coming.
No, you don't let someone know. You hit them over the head with it, because that's how you get an honest reaction. It's the truth.
You remember that time when you said you'd be the best wingman ever? Like, do you realize over the years how crazy that was?
Why? Nate has just what did you just say, Nate? That
Okay.
you just flipped the game on its head.
One, did it make me look as bad as they think it did? But out of principle, it's probably not a good road to go down, because if we looked at anybody's phone at any given time, there is shit in there that nobody wants.
If someone sent an email being like, Nate killed a guy, and I have like real proof of where the bones are, I wouldn't like publish that right off the bat. I do my
Right away.
But
I would think about it for like an hour.
But in this case, I used my better judgment. I took a poll around this office. It was fucking funny. I laughed when I saw it. Babes.
Okay, but just you understand, out of principle, it's probably not.
What about when I sent you like a email and like a boss to slave communicad, and you republished my email to you on the blog? What's the difference?
Who did that?
You did.
When?
What do you mean you did? You did like your 1 year anniversary thing or something. Like when I said how much money you'd make and all that shit. That's 1,000 times worse.
Are you making? When was this?
I know you two know what I'm talking about, right?
Jerry.
Wait, do you know what he's talking about? I don't know.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Your 1 year anniversary, you published like your initial email with Dave.
I tweeted it.
No,
Yeah.
you blogged it.
Mm-hmm.
You walked
But
right
what's
into
so bad about saying that he sent me an email saying
That's me to you. That's me to you. That's not a random tip from a reader. That's me talking to you in a business sense.
Yeah, so that's two employees as a team sharing one common goal of getting page views. It's not some guy trying to blow up my spot because he saw me grab an ass at a bar.
You couldn't be more on the wrong side of the fence here. This is like you and I talking a private conversation, whereas someone sending a tip. Anything that comes from a tip is like a reader email. That's fair game.
If you sent me an email saying that KFC and Big Cat didn't want the biggest porn star in the world on the rundown, that's one thing. I wouldn't publish that because that's just inner office stuff. But that email just, saying 1 year anniversary stuff, that's all good.
I mean, listen, I am on the fence of everything's generally good, but you can't publish one way and then be like, I would have liked a heads up when you've shown the same behavior.
I think that was fine what you did. As long as it wasn't that incriminating, I think it was fine.
You guys now on my side, the other two?
No, I'm fine with publishing. I normally would give someone a heads up. That's all.
I started thinking about texts that I've sent and things that I've said. I started getting anxiety.
Right. That's all it is.
Thinking there's going to be so many clowns out there like, I'm going to send Dave a screenshot of a KFC text because then I'll get on the site and you won't hesitate to post it.
Depends. I have more of a brain than you think. Nate walking around being like, babes, did I grab your butt? You like it? That's high comedy. Larry David couldn't write that.
How was the butt, by the way?
I don't remember. I imagine it was good. I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't grab not good butts.
What do you think Britt McHenry thinks of this whole thing?
Britt, I haven't seen her in a while. She, I don't know.
This is good, Nate. This is going to get her a little jealous, I think. I think Britt's going to be upset.
Wait, we should say, Nate, it was slightly ironic that Dave posted that blog while you were blasting some poor guy for hitting on chicks on Twitter. That did happen.
That guy is an animal.
Some
he needs
guy
to be hired.
Britt McHenry on Twitter, and Nate got like fucking the claws came out.
Yeah.
He just snapped.
Oh no. He
That's
was
his woman.
He was on her side. I just started going through his tweets, and he's the most racist guy in the world. And his little Twitter is like, "I love my wife of 24 years," and then he just hits up phone sex girls on Twitter nonstop. He's the
Question,
best.
Nate. My hand's in the air.
Yes, Dave. Go ahead.
Why are you stalking this random guy on Twitter?
Oh, just because he was like tweeting at me, and so I started going through his Twitter, and he was the funniest person on earth.
He was tweeting at Britt, and you don't.
No, he tweeted at me. Tweet at me.
I like this Nate. This is angry Nate. Nate's holding his own here.
He said he wanted to fuck Britt, right? He's like,
No, he said Britt said something about a soccer player and was like, "I'll take him on my team any day." And then the guy was like, "I'll take you on my team any day." And then I went through his tweets, or I tweeted the screenshot of it, and then he started.
Yeah, so he tweeted at Britt, and then you went through his shit.
No, he didn't tweet at anybody. I started going through. Yeah, I started going through his shit because he was so funny.
Wait.
You're wrapping yourself in a pretzel
It
here.
was the first response.
so bad.
It was the first response under the thing.
How did you originally find out about this guy?
It was the first response. Like, you know, when you click
Britt, not you.
at. Yeah, I assume so. Yeah.
So then he tweeted at Britt. You got jealous and you stalked him.
Jealous is not the word.
Then what did
That's
you get?
exactly what happened.
Then what did you get?
I screenshotted it because his little thing said married 24 years, and then he hits on people nonstop on Twitter, and I found it funny.
So you just blew up a guy who was just trying to get some side V.
I suppose I blew it up a
So
little bit.
theoretically, I got to watch out for you because I do that with like celebrities and chicks. Like,
Well, and
like
that's
this
the whole
fucking guy's
crystal.
married and he's
That's the whole
tweeting at
crystal of it,
fucking.
is you're
And
blowing up
I
my
have.
spot, saying nothing's wrong with it, but then you're scared that people are going to do it to you, so you can't have it both ways. Are you open to having your spot blown up?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a fucking open book. I'm saying to you, there's 1,000 Nates floating around when I like tweet at Britt McHenry or I don't know, like at Anastasia Ashley, and you're going through. He's like, wait a minute, this fucking guy's married. I have a bunch of you guys rolling around through my, not now because I'm banned, but there's people like you who think you're dating Britt McHenry.
Oh, no.
Who are
I don't allow her to think that.
But the facts are, Nate, you stalked this guy because he hit on Britt.
I stalked him because he's funny.
But
You see how
He just happened to appear there, but he became funny.
Like, I don't know anyone who's commented on anything Britt McHenry said ever.
What?
Like, I'm not aware of people commenting on Britt McHenry's photos, Instagram. Like, how did you find this guy?
He was the first response. When you click on the tweet, he was the first response.
Whose tweet?
Britt's. We know that.
Why
don't
did you
even
click on
understand
the
what you're asking.
responses of Britt McHenry's tweets?
You've never clicked on responses of people's tweets. It drops down under the tweet.
Not like maybe my tweet. If I tweet something.
That's not true. It's how Twitter works. That's just not true.
I guarantee you, I've never like seen somebody tweet something. I'm just like, what are people saying about this random? Unless it's like my girlfriend.
That's a lie. That can't be true. Everybody does it.
No, I do not do that. Do you guys do that?
No, listen, you do it to people that you're like really interested in who's talking to them. The way you wanted to see who was chirping at Britt.
I do it pretty much.
Like I would never open up a Nate tweet and be like, what are people saying to Nate? Because I just don't really give a fuck. But
I actually may because I'm trying to run this company. I want to see how everyone's personal stock is doing it. But I'm not like making sure I'm trying to think who else do I like. Like I'm not checking like Christy Teigen because I think I date her, being like, oh, they said something mean about her. Now I'm going to stalk this guy and go find out everything about his life. That's weird.
Do you guys actually think that I'm not the one turning Britt down?
What?
Yes,
Okay.
I there was like a triple negative in there, but I think you're trying to say you're the one turning Britt down, and
What was the question?
Does he? I think he implied that
he's turning her down.
Yes.
You're turning Britt McHenry down.
But he's joking here. We get that. It's a little Nate humor. I'm not going to fall for that one, Nate. But I will say the moral of this story is you're on my side. It's the other two guys. I think me and you are together that you thought that was fair game to post, except when you went down that road of you should have asked me first when you published like an email that from a year ago when I barely knew you about talking like salary and how to start and all that shit.
There was nothing like that in there. It was just you saying how funny I was and stuff.
I think the salary was in there.
I don't think so.
I think starting salary was fucking in there, Nate.
Nah, I would bet you money on that I didn't put that in there.
We'll cut this.
Either way, it's just a slippery slope because you're more concerned about the funny. And that's Davey Page views, and that's why you are who you are today. But if you get a personal text, email, whatever you want to call it, and the funny outweighs the detriment that it can do to me, you're fucking posting that.
Kevin and I are on the same page.
No, I have a very interesting measure of detriment to you versus funny. It's like a sliding scale all over the place.
You don't give a fuck about me, and you give a really big fuck
about
I
care about you, Kevin. If you cared about me, we wouldn't have sat in Africa at your wedding, and I would have met your father.
Here it goes. Dave, honestly, I guess I have to apologize just so you can move on. Because the amount that we are still talking about my wedding and this table, it almost couldn't have gone any better. I didn't even think anything of it. I'm just pretty pumped now that I put you back in Africa, just because I know it's in your brain 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Kevin, I would like to say it was lovely because we got to see the sunset from that corner. We had the whole wrap around the corner with all the glass, but Dave was just talking about Africa.
I mean, it's true. We were out in the boondocks.
What did you expect, bro? You wanted like a front and center table with my fucking parents?
I mean, yes, but even if it wasn't front and center, I mean, just to be in the room.
Dave wanted to be like at the two-person table that some people do at weddings, in the middle of the dance floor.
Or at least give me a heads up, like bring your horse binoculars so you can like see the proceedings. But anyways, Nate, I'm looking for this fucking. I forget what did you title that blog?
I didn't think I blogged it. I think I just tweeted it.
Oh, you did. It was your 1 year anniversary.
I don't think I blogged it.
Nate, you fucking blogged it. How would we know?
Follow me on Twitter.
What did you call
Search
it?
anniversary. It'll pop up.
All right.
Dave isn't the best at Google. He's like my dad.
It would be October 7th or 8th or something. Nothing. No, I didn't blog it.
I can't find it, but I'm going to find it. And I know you blogged it because it wouldn't fit in Twitter, Nate.
I screenshotted the emails and tweeted them.
All right. I mean, that's just as bad, but whatever. I'll find it, and then we'll do it.
Okay.
I don't know what we'll do. That's the rundown.
Have a good treasure hunt.
Angry Nate. I like that.
Nate just dropped the mic and bounced. Wow.